right, Leo, let's hop up on the potty. See if you gotta go. Oh, hang on. Mommy's phone's ringing. It's Aunt Karen. Hello.
Hello, darling.
Hi, Aunt Karen.
How are you today?
I'm hanging out with Leo, trying to get him to, figure out when he needs to go potty. Yeah, we've been potty training for a few weeks now, and he's just not really getting the hang of telling me when he needs to go. He's doing a great job going when I tell him.
More potty training troubles, I hear.
But we're still, ironing out the kinks and trying to teach him how to know when he has to go to the bathroom without being told a million times a day.
Well, I think you need to just put him on the potty every 10 minutes.
Really? I mean, do you really think that's gonna teach him anything though? Children learn their body's potty cues in many different ways, and today we are going to talk about how you can help your child. I'm Missy from Slumber and Bloom. I'm your pediatric sleep coach and potty training coach. If you're interested in these videos, make sure you subscribe to my channel and click the bell so you get notified every time I put out a new video. I love sharing tips and tricks on how to sleep train and potty train your baby or toddler. Have you been potty training your child for a few weeks, maybe a month, and your child still is not getting the hang of telling you when they need to go potty, but whenever you prompt them to go to the bathroom, they're having success? Well, that's totally okay. So many parents come to me after just that initial few days of potty training saying, my kid's still not telling me when he needs to go. It's fine. This is a huge transition for your child. This is such a big transition, and it's going to take time, patience, and practice for your child to get the hang of it, and that's totally okay. We as parents need to be flexible and patient with them. So think of it this way. Since the very beginning of time, your child has been peeing and pooping in their diaper as they need to without needing to control any muscles or anything, and just releasing their pee and poop whenever they need to. And to them, that is comforting, that is normal, and that is life. That is what they do. And once they are about 2.5 years old, whenever you decide that they're ready for potty training and they're learning this big new skill, you are imposing this big, huge new idea onto this tiny body and brain that they really need to wrap their head around. Of course, by the time they're ready for potty training, they are fully capable of this skill, but it's still going to take time, patience, and practice. Not only is your child discovering that they can control their pee, but they can also control their poop. And to us adults, it's totally a normal difference for us to be able to decipher the difference between pee and poop and which urge feels like what. But for your child, they have no idea what's coming out of where, why, and when. So it is a huge process for them to wrap their heads around, to really start to understand how these things work, and to really get their body to understand these different cues for these different bodily functions. So here's what I want you to do. When you are potty training your child, I want you to legitimately helicopter around your child. I want you to watch their every move and notice when they have a body language change. So whether that means they're doing a little wiggle, if they're doing a little dance, if they're holding their privates, that is all an indicator that they need to go to the bathroom. And for you to just say, hey, you need to go potty, go sit on the toilet, it may not work that way. You might need to say, don't forget, the potty's over there if you need to go. But having that change and that shift in language may help just trigger the idea in your child's head that, hey, maybe I need to go potty, instead of you saying, hey, you need to go potty. Just giving them the idea and the reminder that you have a toilet when they're ready to go to the bathroom is going to make a huge difference for your child. Having a toddler can be very complicated in the first place because toddlers do not like being told what to do, ever. So if you're putting the idea in their head and kind of using that reverse psychology on them to put the idea in their head about going to the bathroom, but if they think that they're coming up with the idea after you say, there's the bathroom, and then they're like, boom, I got a great idea. I think I'm gonna go potty. And think about how much easier that will be instead of saying go potty and then having a temper tantrum with your child saying, no, you can't tell me what to do, I do it myself. I do what I want, because that's what toddlers do. Maybe your child ends up having an accident because of the tantrum, and you could have avoided all of that in the first place. But I promise you that over a course of time and you telling your child, do you feel that urge before you had to go potty? Did you feel like, tell them what you feel before you have to go to the bathroom. Tell them what it feels like. You can use phrases that might feel weird to say, like, I can feel when my poop starts to need to come out of my butthole. You can say things like that, because guess what? Everybody poops, and it's weird, and it's, you know, like, it's become this, like, what's it called? It's kind of become like a cliche thing to talk about, and it's really important though that we talk to our kids about these things. We want to be open, we want to be honest, and we want them to be able to be open and honest with us and tell us how they feel. So while we're on the topic of your child figuring out when they need to go, I want to tell you a story about my youngest child, Joshua. So he was about 2.5 when I potty trained him. And he would tell me constantly that he is pooping out of his penis, that he is pushing his poopy out of his penis. And I would constantly tell him, your poopy's coming out of your tushy. We would call their butts their tushies, because butt is just not cute, so we say tushy. And we consistently call their butts a tushy. So I would just consistently tell him, your poopy's coming out of your tushy. I wouldn't necessarily correct him by telling him that he is wrong, but I would just tell him, oh, your poopy's coming out of your tushy. And eventually he would tell me, yay, my poopy's coming out of my tushy, and that his pee-pee is coming out of his penis. But he still gets really excited, and he's really proud of himself. So I promise you that you are not confusing your child. So the other thing that I also wanted to mention is that if and when your child has some accidents, make sure that you are not shaming your child for having the accidents. Make sure that you're not using language like, you need to learn what it feels like when you need to go pee, or you should know by now, or you've been doing this for how many weeks and you still don't tell me. All of those things are going to make your child feel more reluctant and not interested in using the potty, and you will probably have a regression. So just make sure that you acknowledge an accident and then say something to your child along the lines of, do you remember what it feels like before you had an accident? Do you remember what that urge felt like before you had to pee? Or just something along those lines. Use the word urge a lot, because that's exactly what it is. You have the urge to pee, and you want your child to make that connection. So the more you repeat the same type of phrases, the more your child will catch on and have less accidents and more successes in the potty. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys next time. Bye! I have some notes on my phone. I made it brighter, I figured out how to do that, and I think it looks better. Okay, should have pinned that shut a little bit.
Is that recording?
It does take time and patience, we talked about that.
Oh, I'm just so old and technology is so hard for me.
Oh, I don't know. You can use phrases such as, I feel my poop coming through. Oh my God, this is gonna be so weird.